In this video, I'm gonna show you how I would completely retouch a photo if I was only working with Lightroom. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Silvia, and in this channel I talk about photography, especially high-end retouching techniques. Now that you know me, let's go to the video. So before I start, I just wanted to say that Lightroom is an amazing program to work with your photos, especially for beginner photographers. However, when I am working with my clients, I want to give them the best editing possible. Normally, I would only use Lightroom to retouch my photos, but Photoshop as well, because you can do so much more in Photoshop than in Lightroom, which has so much limitation. With Photoshop, you have way more control, you're more precise, and you simply can do many other things that you can't in Lightroom. But again, if you have many photos to retouch, or you don't know how to use Photoshop yet, or you're just starting in the photography editing process, Lightroom is an amazing program for you. So I'm going to show you how you can replicate some of the Photoshop's technique in Lightroom, like skin retouch and dodge and burn. I'm gonna do the whole complete retouching how I would do if I only had Lightroom to work with. The first thing that I like to do when I'm starting to work with a photo is to work on the light. And if we look here on the histogram, we can see that my photo is really going towards the shadows and the blacks. We can even see that I have this blue part here. It means that it's 100% black. So my photo is very dark. The first thing that I'm gonna do then is to go up with my exposure, and you're gonna see that on the histogram is gonna start moving to the right. So I just wanna light up my photo a little bit. Now I'm gonna work with the highlight, shadows, whites, and black. In my photography, I do not like blacks being that dark, so I'm just gonna go up with the black, and I'm gonna go down with the white. And with the shadows, I just want to bring a little bit more luminosity in the shadow areas. So I'm just going to go up with my shadows. And with my highlight, I'm just going to bring up just a little bit too. And this is the before and this is the after by just working with the light. Another thing that I'm noticing is that in my photography, I do like a warmer feeling in my photos, more of a brownish tones. However, in this photo, I can see that if you look to the background here, you can see that it is a little bit green. So when I'm doing the colors, I normally don't work with the temperature. However, there is a little bit of incorrection in the colors here with the background that it's a little bit green. So I'm gonna correct this a little bit, moving this to the magenta side. And you can see, let me go back here. You can see how it's already transforming our photo. You don't wanna go too much, just enough to remove a little bit of that green from the background. So this is perfect for me. Now what I'm going to do is to work my skin. So I'm gonna go to selection. And right here at people, you're going to see that Lightroom will already recognize that there is a person here. So I'm gonna choose here person 1. And automatically Lightroom will already give you many different selections here. I'm gonna choose facial skin and body skin. And I'm gonna create mask. And as you can see here, the mask is created and everything that's in red is what is selected. So one thing that I want to do is, because I'm going to be making this part of my skin a little bit more soft, I don't want the edges to be soft as well. I want the edges to be crisp, and because of that, I'm going to remove a little bit of the selection by clicking in this minus sign. I'm going to select brush. And I'm just gonna remove a little bit of the selection around what I think that it should be not soft at all. I want it to be crisp. So, for example, in the eyebrow, around the eyebrow, I want to remove the selection. And it's okay if it's not perfect. Around the eye, here. I don't want this to be soft. I'm gonna do the same to the other eye. I'm gonna do that in my nose as well. Everything that's a line, you know, that you can see like contour, I like to deselect or remove from the mask around my lips. And I'm gonna do a little bit around my face as well here, because I don't want it to get in the hair. And around the clothes. The selection is not perfect, so you can go and try to make it better, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna do something, you know, not too precise, because again, if I wanted to be precise, I would be working with Photoshop instead. But I just want all of the edges here to be not soft at all, so I'm just gonna remove a little bit of this selection. And again, it's okay if it's not perfect. So you want to do this in every part that it has a line or an edge. I'm just gonna go with this, trying to do a little bit fast here so this video is not that long. I'm gonna remove my ring. Okay, this is pretty much good for me. And what I want to do now is I want to get close to my face. I'm gonna deselect this view of the selection, and now I'm gonna go to texture here, right in effects. I'm gonna remove a little bit of the texture, and you're gonna see that my face is a little bit soft. You don't want to go all the way because you don't want this fake skin, but you do want it to remove a little bit. So I already think that here is good. Another thing that you can notice right now is that the photo is not in a perfect focus, so my eye is a little bit blurred. What I want to do is to bring a little bit more sharpness to what was supposed to be sharp. So I'm gonna create another mask, and I'm gonna click here on the plus sign, brush, and I'm just gonna select what I think that it should be a little bit more sharp in the photo. So I'm gonna bring sharpness to my eyebrow, to my eye. This part of my nose. So everything that's kind of like a line around my lips. I'm gonna do my whole lips actually. Okay, now I'm gonna go to effects again. I'm gonna stop visualizing the selection, and I'm gonna go up this time with the texture. And you can see that it's now a little bit more sharp than before. So I'm gonna go also to details here. I'm gonna go up with the sharpness, and I'm also gonna go up a little bit with the noise. So this is the before and this is the after, before and after, with the skin and with the sharpness that we just applied in the photo. Now what I want to do is to work a little bit with the colors and also remove this black thing that it's in my photo that I don't even know what it is. So I'm just gonna use the band-aid selection, and I'm gonna choose this first option, the erase option. I'm just gonna click here, and there you go, it disappeared. Now let's work with the colors. I'm gonna go to color mixer, and here I'm gonna be tweaking a little bit of the red, orange, and yellow. I want my dress to be a little bit more orange, so I'm just gonna move the red that it's messing with my dress and with my lips. I'm just gonna move this a little bit to the right and make a little bit more brown, because again, I do love the brown tones in my photography. Now the orange is gonna be working on my skin, and I think that my skin is pretty much good, to be honest. I'm not gonna tweak anything. And with the yellow, if we can see, it's working a little bit here on my left shoulder. So what I want to do is to bring this yellow going towards the orange, because now I'm correcting the color of my skin. Now I'm going to the saturation tab, and I'm just gonna remove a little bit of the yellow. Okay, this is good. With the luminance, I'm gonna make my dress just a little bit darker. Yeah. What I want to do now is to work a little bit with the dodge and burn. So I'm gonna get closer to my face, and I'm gonna create another mask. And this time I'm gonna select brush, and in this brush I'm gonna make it lighter, what I think that it should be lighter, and I'm gonna create then another selection with another brush and make it darker, what I think it should be darker. And I'm gonna give more volume to my face. So I'm just gonna start with the highlights. I'm just gonna go up with the highlight, and I'm gonna start painting where I think it should be lighter, like around here. It's okay if it is a little bit too strong. And I'm gonna do a light right here as well. I'm gonna go in my eye. Okay. Gonna do a little bit here. Now I'm gonna go with the highlights. I'm gonna go back to 0, and I'm gonna stop showing the overlay, and slowly I'm just gonna bring up and see what I like about the number. I think this is good. Now I'm gonna create another mask, another brush, and now we are gonna make it darker. So I'm gonna go down with the shadows, and I'm just gonna start painting where I think it is supposed to be darker. So the eyebrow, the eyelashes, here on the makeup as well, make it stronger. The contour of my nose, on the cheek. I like to do it under the lips here as well. Sometimes I like to do it around the face, the cheeks, the other cheek. I think was too much. And you can do a little bit in the hair as well, in the areas that are dark. You can just make it a little bit darker. And with the going back, let me rename this burn, dodge. And you can go back to the dodge and you can light it up parts of the hair as well, just to bring more light. Now I'm gonna go back to the, let me actually go back to the burn. I'm gonna go to 0 with the shadow, and I'm just gonna go down, and I'm just gonna bring down the shadows again until a point that it's not too strong, until the number that you like. I think this is good for me, around 50. Now I'm gonna go to my body, so let's see the whole photo here. And I actually want to do a little bit on my outfit as well. So whatever it is lighter, I'm just gonna go with the dodge, and I'm just gonna paint in few parts that I think it is, I can bring more light to it. And right here, I'm gonna go with the exposure up a little bit as well, because there is no highlight in this part. It is like middle tones, so I need to go up with the exposure as well. Now I'm gonna go back to burn, and I'm gonna do the opposite. I wanna hide some light here. Okay, now it got too strong, so what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna create a different burn, so a different layer, to make this part dark. Let me go down with the shadow. Yes. And I'm just gonna go and make it dark a few parts that I think is supposed to be dark. And I think this is good. I'm gonna go back the shadows to 0. And I'm gonna slowly start going down, and I think this is good. So here's the before and after with the lighting in the dress. I think I can do a little bit here as well. So before and after. Here's the before and after on my face. It might be too strong, so you just go back to the layer and you remove a little bit of the intensity of the brush. And this is pretty much how you would do the dodge and burn technique here with Lightroom. And now another thing that I want to do is that I already have some of my colors here in Lightroom. So I'm gonna add the profile here. I'm gonna just choose one of my colors that I like to work in my photography, and I'm gonna select one of them. This black and white looks beautiful. I think I'm gonna select this one here. And you can play with the intensity of the profile as well. I'm gonna go down to 0, and then slowly I'm just gonna go up. I think for me 70 is good. Around 70. Yes, this is perfect. Another thing that you can try to do here is that my dress, if we get closer here, oops, here, we have this thing that's hanging from my outfit, and I will normally remove this using Photoshop. I can do it way faster and it can be way more precise. However, since we are doing the complete editing with Lightroom, the way that I would do that is by going to the bandage, and I'm gonna choose first the erasing tool, and I'm gonna try to go with a smaller size of brush and just select this area and see what the intelligence of Lightroom would do. And it's perfect. It looks really good actually. So let's try this one here. Let me try piece by piece. Well, it's not perfect. It looks good. It's not perfect. My arm looks kind of weird a little bit right there. I'm gonna try it again. So let me try the whole thing. Okay, that's definitely not working. So I'm gonna try to remove one more time using the erase tool. Okay, didn't like the result. Another thing that you can try is going with this stamp. So I'm gonna select this area and I'm just gonna stamp. Let me see how it looks. Okay, it's looking weird. Wait, I'm gonna get a little bit closer. And let me select here this part without getting to my arm, or trying not to get into my arm. And I'm just gonna select here. Okay, I'm gonna do one more time because I didn't like this one, but I think that this stamp looks better. I'm gonna select this part here and I'm just gonna clone, yes, and I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna try to remove not all of it because that's a lot of work here on Lightroom, but I'm gonna try to remove this reflection with this stamp and it's perfect. There is also here, I'm gonna go with the eraser first and just do the selection. It looks very good. Now I'm gonna do it this part. Okay, nope. I need to select this part as well. Let me try to remove this. Okay, now I'm gonna try to remove this one. Okay, it's looking good, not bad. So I'm gonna go back to the whole photo. For Lightroom, I think that this is doing really good. One more thing that we can do here is to actually select the background. I'm gonna create another mask and I'm gonna select the background and I'm gonna remove a little bit of the texture of the background so it's a little bit blurry. Now our background looks like it is a little bit blurry, and because the focus was not perfect, it's making it seem like the model is in a better focus than before. One more thing that I would do in Photoshop would be to change a little bit of the composition. I would add a little bit of more of the background to my left, make the model a little bit more center. However, we do not have this option in Lightroom, so I'm just gonna try, I'm gonna make this not original. I'm just gonna try to do a little bit of the crop here. And make me a little bit more center. Okay, so let me close this. Here we have the complete retouching using only Lightroom. Here's the before, here's the after. Click the like button if you like the result. Now you know many things that you can do with Lightroom, how you can completely retouch your photos without Photoshop. The retouching process is so important for us photographers who work with clients, because your photos will look even more beautiful, way better. It has more light, it has your color identity. So this is really important because it will make your photos just to have a better quality of work. And it's something that your client will not be able to do when they are taking photos with their phone. This is really important if you want to get paid more and get more clients. If you want to know other ways to improve your skills to make more money with photos, check out my latest video here on the screen and also subscribe to my channel. Until next time.